Okay, today's June 1st, 2019. Plan today is to fly from Doylestown, Pennsylvania to Rapid City, South Dakota. After that, tomorrow, the plan is to get to Auburn, Washington, which is a little bit south of Seattle. I've done this trip a few times. The weather on this trip looks to be one of the better scenarios that I've had doing this, so that's a good thing. A little bit hazy here in eastern PA, but I assume that's going to burn off here fairly quick. So it's about 7:40 in the morning, and we'll taxi on out here and do our run-up. Doylestown traffic, RV 6 Delta Mike left crosswind 5 Doylestown. So I think we're going to climb up here at about 6,500 to start, make sure we can keep the ground in sight. Get on course here. Trim set here. Let the autopilot take over. It likes to and we don't need to be going up that fast. Come on, right about there.
Radio check.
Read you loud and clear.
Thank you.
Why my cylinder head's so hot? Working. Yeah, I thought I'd give a quick update. We're approaching Mifflintown, Pennsylvania, about in the middle of the state. Maybe not quite. We're at 6,500. It's still pretty hazy, as you can see, but there's a good 10 miles visibility there. As I get into western PA, some of the airports are showing low IFR, which is ground fog, because the dew point temperature spread is 0. I'm assuming that's going to keep burning off, and that's fairly typical for Pennsylvania this time of year, at least my experience flying in this area. So as we approach, I think we're just going to find either ground fog or that is burned off by the time we get there. We're cruising along here at 154 knots, burning about almost 10 gallons an hour. Pretty much have it wide open throttle at 2,400 RPM, 23 inches of manifold pressure. So pretty good economy. I think for the speed we're going, we're probably going about 180 some miles an hour, so that's pretty good for 10 gallons an hour. 18 miles per gallon, I'll take it at this speed. So anyway, we'll sign off here, and we'll turn it back on a little bit if I see anything interesting. You know, one thing you can see as you go over PA is these Allegheny Mountains. You have these fairly small ridges. They're hundreds of feet high. And in between each ridge, you'll find some little towns. That's a very pretty area up here. So here we are. We're a little bit north of Indiana County Airport, which is about it's about 40 miles east of Pittsburgh. As you can see, right now we're flying over a undercast. I generally don't like doing this, especially because this undercast, there's a pretty low ceiling underneath it. But I can kind of see the other side of it from here. I have a couple outs. If I go off to the north a bit there, you can see where it's ending, and it's VFR on the other side of that. So I'm going to pucker up here and hope that we don't have an engine failure, because there wouldn't be a whole lot of room to maneuver once you busted down, came down through these clouds. But it was either that or land and wait it out, or fly way out of the way to the north. So I felt this risk was worth it, and the engine's running well, and we'll only be over this for 10 minutes or so. So anyway, cruising along, we got about an hour to go to get to our first stop, which is Galion, Ohio. Gas up there. And after that, we're going to take off and head towards northwest Iowa. Talk to you in a little bit. So here we are. We're about just a few miles southeast of Akron.
87 Romeo Mike, Cleveland approach now on 124.0.
See that over there, the Akron Airport. I started picking up late following because it's a little bit busier airspace here. Sometimes I just like to fly without talking to anybody, but when they're slightly busier airspace, it's good to get on the radio, and you're starting to fly near Cleveland, Akron. These are all Class C's, Class Charlies.
And November 550 at 8. Just depends on where he's at when he starts his jumping. I may have to take off the approach and just we'll go through the visual unless you want to do something else. But since the approach pretty much goes right through the Hilton jump area, I may have to bring you out of it.
Traffic give you such a wide berth.
Thank you.
Still pretty hazy, but a good at least 15 miles visibility, I would think, maybe even 20. Clear above.
Number 02 Delta, maintain VFR. driving 6,000, please. Only I got traffic overflying you at 6,500 also.
See, there he is. He's talking about me at the
Thank
traffic
you.
at 6,500, so. There were some storms around Iowa, Chicago, but it appears they have cleared out now, which is good. I was going to have to fly near that area, but that was what was forecast. It would be rain in the morning and it would start to clear out as the day went on. Which is, appears what is happening. Headwinds haven't picked up as much as I thought. I'm still doing 145 knots, so our true airspeed's about 152. So about a 6-7 knot headwind, not too bad.
Number 13373. Just to, I'm sure you've been listening, but just to let you know, the Hilty jump area is active today.
Pretty much right on the nose.
Okay, that's fine. You don't want to go to Wayne County, then you just want to go to the practice area? Okay, no problems. Thank you.
Approaching 10 o'clock in the morning now, so we took off around, I guess,
okay, no problem.
A little before 8. And you get to Akron in 2 hours. Not too bad. Pure beach driving. Probably use about a little bit more gas, but not too much. We were getting, like I said, we're getting about 18 miles a gallon or so, which is too bad for cruising along at 180 miles an hour or so. And here we are, we're setting up for a base entry at the Galion Airport, at least I think that's how you pronounce it. About 3,000 feet, I need to get down another 1,000 for the pattern altitude.
Hillsdale traffic, Cessna 2322 Yankee, 10 miles to the northeast, inbound for landing, runway 28, Hillsdale traffic.
Wayne County traffic, Scott 373 is departing.
Got about an 8-knot wind, bordering the right. A little low here.
Wadra traffic, Cessna 4 Echo Romeo is turning crosswind, runway 20, Wadra.
Actually, it looks like it's right down the runway. And Galion traffic RV 6 Delta Mike turning final 23. Very high and I'm very fast. Propeller all the way in.
Wadra traffic, Cessna 4 Echo Romeo is turning downwind, runway 20, Wadra.
Still too fast. There we go. Have to do. Gas here, we're going to plan our next leg. Check the weather. And I'll catch you on the takeoff. Okay, let's see. Seatbelts are tight, canopy is lashed, propeller full forward. That is set on altitude, fuel pump is on. Okay, here we are taking off from Galleon Municipal. Pretty disappointing airport. SB. Here it is at 11 a.m. on a very nice Saturday morning, and the place is locked up tighter than a drum. Nobody around. Okay, that's on, that's on. Here we go, we're heading to Western Illinois. I'm gonna go up by O'Hare, but I don't think it looks the weather there. It's kind of stormy, so we're gonna stay a little bit south. Kind of just go due west right now instead of heading more to the northwest. Nice thing about flying in the Midwest that there's lots of places to put the airplane down if the engine quits. It's so flat, lots of farm fields.
Doylestown traffic, Cessna 2560 Juliet, approaching from the south, entering left downwind at 45, runway 25, southbound opposite.
Frequency change approved. I don't show any aircraft actually right now on my radar between you and the airport. I don't show anything at about 2500.
And I appreciate that. We'll talk to you in a little bit on our way back. 52 Yankee.
All right, sir. 52 Yankee. Roger that. Thank you.
Mansfield approach experimental 956 Delta Mike request.
956 Delta Mike, Mansfield approach. Go ahead with your request.
Yeah, just departed Golf, Quebec, en route to Echo Zulu, India, requesting flight following.
November 956 Delta Mike, ready to stand by first clock and understand final destination Echo Zulu, India?
Yes, Kilo Echo Zulu, India.
And another 47 Whiskey Tango, any chance lower?
33 Alpha November, descend at pilot's discretion. Traffic is 7 miles north of your position at 7,400 southbound.
And 33 Alpha November, descending.
Air 47 Whiskey Tango, if able, can you maintain your lowest practical speed to the final perch fix?
Yeah, we can do that, ma'am.
47 Whiskey Tango, roger. I do have traffic on a 7-mile final to runway 32. They're going to be restricted lower approach at above 1,800 for you.
Okay, we'll pick the speed up a bit.
speed.
Well, Whiskey Tango,
sure
at this point, it looks like you're only
Not
3
sure
miles
you
from the
can see
market.
that,
I don't
but
think
there
it's
I
going to matter
am.
one way or another. So
I was going to go up along here, but I don't like the looks of that weather up there. I'm going to stay a little bit south, and we're just going to go to western Illinois. It's a 2-hour flight. That'll leave me with a lot of gas. And then I can decide what to handle. I need to get going from here up towards that direction. There's some stuff going on here in
5 Mansville departure.
Iowa, too, so
course direct Port Clinton.
we'll see how that develops. Hopefully that just stays isolated. There's a nice little path through there, but I figure by here I can land here and I can get some gas and reevaluate. So that's my plan right now. So here we are. We're level at 6,500. I've got flight following, and they will help me with the traffic because it's pretty hazy today. Plus, again, this is fairly busy airspace. We're not too far from O'Hare and Toledo and all that going through here, so it's kind of good to talk to them so they can ask you to make some minor deviations if they need you to for traffic. I know O'Hare has some floors and ceilings that they're very happy if you stay below or above them, so they can get the planes in. If you fly through there without talking to them, they got to divert the airliners around you, which is convenient for me, but sometimes not so convenient for the airlines. You try to help them out as much as you can, and flight following will do that. So we're going to shut it down for a little bit, and if I see anything interesting, I'll turn it back.
4627 Whiskey Tango, Roger. And yeah, you can contact Tower 119.8 and expect.
There's some storms, well, they're not really storms. There's some rain, real isolated rain pockets. And there's a fairly heavy one off to my southwest, probably 40 miles away. Consider that's going to be any kind of issue.
Mike, have a good day.
Let's lower that just a bit. But you can see it's still pretty hazy. I'm hoping once we get out of here and keep heading west, we'll get in some clear air. RP done now. Kiwani RV 6 Delta Mike turning crosswind 27. Kiwani. Slow down here. Five. Okay, here we go. Kiwani traffic, RV 6 Delta Mike departing runway 27. Kiwani. right. So we're going to, where we're going now? Yankee Kilo November, I forgot the name of that. Right on the southeast corner of South Dakota. So there we'll gas up again. Faster, both mags, mixture, probe, ponder, fuel pump, canopy, belts. We'll fuel up there and then hopefully we can get one more hop to Rapid City. Pretty lumpy here today. Typical of the Midwest time of year. Oops. Turned a little too far there. Around about 290, about there. RPM back a bit here. And not to get the engine too hot. Back over and pick up plate phone again. Quad City approach experimental 956 Delta Mike just off Kiwanaki.
Experimental 956 Delta Mike, Quad City approach, Quad City altimeter 2979, say request.
Yeah, requesting flight following. The destination is Kilo, Yankee Kilo November. Going to climb to 6,500 VFR.
Experimental 6 Delta Mike, roger, squawk 0351.
0351.
Experimental 6 Delta Mike, radar contact 4 miles northwest of the Kiwanee Airport. And are you currently at 2,800 in the climb?
That is correct.
Experimental 6 Delta Mike, roger, I have a new code for you in just a little bit for flight following all the way to Yankee Kilo November. And did you say 6,500 was your requested?
Yeah, that's what my plan. I'm going to see how the visibility is as I work my way up there.
Very good, sir.
Not bad, but it's not great.
It looked a little hazy the last time I was in the tower today.
And departure, Cherokee 6928 Juliet with a heading 230.
Cherokee 6928 Juliet, Quad City departure, radar contact. Climb to your VFR requested altitude and proceed on course Kiwanee.
On course, up to 328 Juliet, thank you.
Alrighty. So we're kind of scenery's kind of look the same here for a while, so we'll turn this thing off and we'll get back with you if I see anything interesting or anything else, or you're landing. All right.
I think there's an opportunity there.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, he's a great kid.
Well, we've come across a little bit of weather here. As you can see over there, that is a buildup that has really taken off in the last 10 minutes. Fair amount of rain over there, so I diverted just a bit here.
November 21 Yankee, contact Chicago Center, 132.8, good day. 32.8,
good day. Stay out of that. Obviously, the clouds are at my altitude, 6,500. Now I'm coming up here.
Cedar Rapids Airport information, Tango is now current, wind 310 gust 15, altimeter 29er, 79er.
I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the clouds.
And hazardous weather for islands, surrounding states, available on highway, flight restrictions.
Pretty hazy, so it's tough to see. I can see a couple little puffy ones there. I'm going to come a little more to the left now. Approach 6 Delta Mike here. Yeah, I'm going to deviate some more here to the left to maintain VFR.
Over 6 Delta Mike, deviations approved.
But I wouldn't want to be under that. I didn't want to try it. Not a huge boomer, but there's a fair amount of rain over there, at least according to the ADSB. And we're getting bounced around a little bit, so you know there's a big downflow coming out of that thing.
The 3802 Papa, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you right now, George Pop.
Roger, contact Minneapolis Center, 119.6. I let them know you're having a little bit of issue, but if you can hear me now, you should be good there.
119.6, thank you, George Pop.
So I'm right near...
650 Papa. Are you going to be doing your photo stuff at 3,500?
It's 8,500, and we're...
3,000, I can work at 3,500 or below, 5-2 Pop.
This 5-0 Papa, yep, that'll work. 3,500, and just let me know if you need anything else.
Roger that, we'll stay at 3,500, 5-2 Pop.
Hopefully we get past this little area here. You can see it kind of looks like it, and we'll see. And maybe we come back down to 6,500. A little bit better time. But pretty stuff. There's great things about flying around in a plane. Just cruising along amongst the clouds. Get a pretty good sense of how fast they're going too when you go by those things. I thought I'd give a little update here. We're about 35 miles northeast of Sioux City, Iowa. Kind of an interesting flight. I was up very high, well, not that high, 8,500, even around the clouds. The clouds sort of dissipated, or started dropping anyway, the height of them, and then I get into a very hazy layer up there at 8,500, so I've descended back down to 6,500. I'm kind of in between haze layers. I don't know if you can see that over here, but there's a little sliver of blue sky off in the distance. There's a haze layer right about at 6,500, where we're slightly above that, and then there's another haze layer. So it was getting at 8,500. It was getting pretty difficult to see the ground. Really, was only 3-4 miles of visibility looking down. There's really nothing looking at straight ahead, and since I was getting hammered by the headwinds up there anyway, I decided to come down a bit and see if it's still smooth, I can see a little better. And we picked up a little speed because the headwinds aren't quite so bad down here. So now we're doing 142 knots. So we still got about a 10 knot headwind or so, but it's better than 15. Well, maybe we'll take a shot off to the side here. It's just amazing how wide open the United States is. You know, there's 300 and some million people live in the country, but they all live on the coast. When you fly over the country, I've been doing this for all day, and once you get to Ohio, it's just like this the entire way. Wide open farms, some towns, maybe I have a couple decent sized towns, but still a lot of wide open spaces out here. So I'm trying to stay just above this little cloud layer here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that up here. I might have to go up just a bit. But this gives me halfway decent forward visibility, and I'm hoping that blue line I see out there, I actually break out into that, because this entire day has been flying in haze. So been VFR. Would be nice to see a blue sky today. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll probably turn it back on when we come in for the approach for landing. That should be in about another half hour or so. See you then. So I thought I'd take this shot here. I hope you can see it, but a whole lot of flooding down there. I quite frankly don't know what that river is. Let me look at my map here. I think it's the Big Sioux River, but you can see, he popped this off, you can see that it has really flooded a whole lot of farmland over here. Must have inundated this entire area. That's something. You look at off to the northwest a bit. I still see that blue sky, that sliver of blue, and I keep hoping I will break out into it. But if you look straight ahead, I don't think it's happening. We're going to keep getting stuck in the haze here. Hopefully at some point we'll enjoy a little bit of blue sky at some point today. So anyway, in another couple of minutes I'm going to start my descent, and I'll turn you back on. We can see if I botch another landing. And here we are. We're descending into Gurney Municipal. I forget the name of the town, but it's right across the river from Iowa, so we're just barely getting into South Dakota. Blowing pretty good here. My computer says 14 to 18 knots, but luckily it's down the runway, so shouldn't be too exciting. about 9 miles out according to the Garmin. I do not see the airport yet. Gurney Municipal RV 6 Delta Mike, about 9 miles to the east inbound for landing. Gurney Municipal. So the airport elevation is 1,300 feet, so we want to come down to 2,300, the pattern. Ah, there's the airport, I see it now. Still very hazy here. It's still blue sky off to the north, but I don't know if we're going to see that. I hope so. So we're going to land on runway 31 today. Luckily, this runway is about 6,100 feet long. Looks plenty wide. Hopefully I can put it down here.
To the west, Connie.
Fuel pump is up. $75.
Lamar's traffic, Aztec 12 Mike, is 2 miles to the west, going to enter left downwind for runway 36 Lamar's.
And Gurney RV 6 Delta Mike final 31. All right, not too bad. Done worse. That winding is the strips they cut in the concrete, so you water drains, don't hydroplane. Alrighty, we'll stop here. Pit stop, get some gas, fill my water bottle, check the weather. crew I'm not going to worry about. Transponder, fuel canopy, belts. Yankton traffic RV, 6 Delta Mike departing runway 31 northwestbound departure, Yankton. Well, here we are. We're about an hour out from Rapid City. Cruising along at 6,500. I could probably go a little higher. It was really hazy when I left Yankton. I think I've recorded that. So it's gotten quite a bit better. At 6,500, really can't pick up flight following at this altitude. So I'm depending on myself to see other aircraft. Haven't seen any, so not a lot of traffic up here today. There were some thunderstorms around Rapid City. The computer tells me they're kind of dying down, so that's good. Didn't want to be up there trying to dodge thunderstorms with a little low on fuel. Not real low, but I'd probably be at about 20 gallons. The problem with South Dakota is the airport's far and few between, so, you know, if I have to divert from Rapid City, I got to fly 30 or 40 miles
Station 1, 4 Romeo Alpha, Minneapolis Center.
to another airport. So you got to keep an eye on your fuel supply. Make sure you got enough to go to an alternate if you have to. It's amazing the amount of flooding they've had out here. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been looking out the window, and there's been flooding all over the place. A lot of these farms have been just inundated with water. I imagine it's wrecked all their crops. So it could be a tough year for farmers. I don't know if there's time enough to replant once this dries out. I don't know, maybe. I'm not a farmer, but feel bad for him. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I'll probably turn you back on when I begin my approach into Rapid City. Arrived at Rapid City. We're on a left downwind for 1-4. And 6 Delta Mike centering a left base for 1-4.
Experimental 6 Delta Mike, runway 14, cleared to land. Delta Mike, runway 14 clear land.
Oh, 6 Delta Mike, cleared to land, 14. Okay, fuel pumps on. All right, kind of a crappy landing. Real high, but we're in. All right, here we are. It's about 8:15 on Sunday, June 2nd. Starting Rapid City, South Dakota. Goal is to get to Auburn, Washington, which is a little bit south of Seattle. The only airport I could find that had a tie down for a couple of months. Beautiful day here. There's a thunderstorm sigmet along the route for scattered thunderstorms. Not unusual at all this time of year, at least in my experience. So we have the ADS-B. We'll get up high enough so we can receive everything, and we'll just keep an eye out for them. We'll work our way around them. We're heading to Billings right now. It's about 250 nautical miles in a straight line. I'll roughly be following I-90, maybe taking a few shortcuts when I-90 kind of goes out of my way a bit. Planning on going up to 8,500 feet. Don't appear to be any real big wind penalty for getting up high today, so. Weather looks pretty good all the way except for west of the Cascades. It looks like some marginal VFR there right now. Looks like it may improve as the day goes on. I hope so. I'd like to straight cross over the Cascades rather than coming up the gorge, but gorge is a beautiful flight. A little bit longer route, so whatever. Anyway, I'll get to the end here. I'll do my run up, and then we'll turn it back on for the takeoff. All right, we're ready to go here. Head off to the northwest. Airport's at 3,200 foot elevation, so it's actually, on a warm day, you got a density altitude. So we'll probably have a longer roll than usual. Here we go. This is a beautiful part of the country. I've been through here a number of times. big sky country. You got the Black Hills not too far away, which is a really beautiful area. Mount Rushmore, pretty good sized town. Need to spend some more time here in the summer. Locals seem very nice. So Ellsworth Air Force Base is nearby here. So we got to stay out of their class Delta. I'm probably going to call their approach and see if I can get some flight following up to Billings. There's Ellsworth way off in the distance. I think you can see that. I was here one time and they were calling traffic for me, which is a B-1 bomber. Kind of cool. Not sure you'll see any activity this early on a Sunday, but. Over that way are the Black Hills. Mount Rushmore and all over there. Rep City Towers, am I cleared through the Ellsworth class Delta?
Number 6 Delta, Mike Ellsworth class Delta is closed today. Proceed on course.
Okay, great, thanks. So we're going to roughly follow, Ellsworth is right over there. That's another class Delta. I wanted to make sure I was okay flying through it since they're not there today. Don't have to worry about it. We're going to roughly follow I-90. Might have said that already. As long as it's convenient. Although it'd be better if I get on course here. I'm going to go this way. Off. So I think we're going to kind of go. I-90 kind of goes through this valley up along here, so we're just going to follow that for now. A little off course, but that's okay. The autopilot on since I'm doing a lousy job of hand flying. City's a pretty decent sized town. Like I said, I got to spend some more time out here. I'd like to spend a week out here in the summer. Really like the views. Imagine you get a house here fairly reasonably priced on a hill and have just a fabulous view of this.
3654, Roger.
Anyway, I'll shut it off for a bit, and then if I see anything interesting, I'll turn it back on. So here we are, we're about 15 northwest of Rapid City. I'm at my cruising altitude 8,500. We're kind of roughly, you can kind of see I-90 sloping through there. It kind of winds around these hills. I'm going to do a little shortcut here, get around them. Just a spectacular area today. The visibility is way better than yesterday. I hope it stays this way. Looks like I got at least 20 miles, maybe more. Actually, probably closer to 50 for now. There's supposed to be thunderstorms off that way. No sign of them yet, so I hope it stays that way. The flight to Billings about an hour and a half. We're cruising about 150 knots, ground speed.
Experimental 6 Delta Mike, squawk 2773 for flight following.
2773, 6 Delta Mike.
Precure 3496, 12.7 descent, 12,000 with the weather.
But I thought I'd just
Precure 3496, L's with approach. Good morning, descent and maintain.
show this fabulous here. I've done this, like I said, I've done this flight a couple times.
7,000 will expect visual 14 Precure.
So we're going to be following I-90 through the Rockies. We'll go through, we're going to Billings, and then we'll go to Bozeman. We'll go up through Missoula. Basically, like I said, roughly following I-90. Very spectacular. If it's windy out, it can be pretty bumpy, but for today I checked, the winds are not high at all, so it should be a nice smooth flight, which is nice. I've done this where you're getting bounced around for hours at a time flying through these mountains, and it's not fun. So anyway, we'll shut you off, and then I'll put you back on if I see anything interesting.
Down to 8,000, thank you, 8 Papa.
So I don't know if you can see that. Did a slight detour. This is called Devil's Tower. It's in Wyoming. We're about 180 miles out from Billings still. But I thought I'd do a little detour.
00 Newcastle, that's what we're on the
Let me take this off here. Get a shot of it. Hopefully that picks that up. That's pretty spectacular. You're out here, and there's a lot of rolling hills, and then you have that precipice sticking up. The national monument.
2720, Salt Lake Center, 0.75.
Pretty. One of these days I got to check that out on the ground. Driving through this area.
Altimeter 297. 419, 340 smooth.
Alaska 419, Salt Lake Center, Roger. Delta 403, contact Salt Lake Center 13224, good day.
324, Delta 403, good day.
So I thought I'd give a little update. We're about 100 miles east, southeast of Billings. I think you can see that. Still cruising along at about 145 knots.
31 Victor, Roger, squawk B-Far, for the change approval.
Up a slight headwind. We're up at 10,500 feet. It's funny, even at this altitude, I have very intermittent radar coverage.
Uniform Whiskey, Salt Lake Center, Roger.
So they're good, kind enough to keep me on the frequency, and if I see the ident flashing on my transponder, so there I am, you can see the ident.
1346, Salt Lake Center, Roger.
Well, it was. It means they're picking up on radar, so. When I left Billings, I was seeing all that white over there and wondering if those were buildups, but they're not. That's the Bighorn Mountains.
United 1848, contact solid center.
Not a whole lot. There's some cumulus activity. Off to the distance there, I can see some small stuff, but nothing.
Solid Delta 330, 360, good ride.
I'm more interested in what's going on up in front, and as you can see, there's really nothing up there. And we are almost at 100 miles visibility here today, so there's really nothing going on up there. Pretty remote area. We've crossed into Montana now, but really spectacular. You see a few settlements down here, lots of dirt roads.
So 757, climbing maintains flight level 380.
Take a look down there. It must be interesting living out here. It's a pretty long ride to get to the grocery store.
Maintain flight level 410.
But also really beautiful. Pretty much do whatever you want, I'll bet. Nobody really bothering you. So that's a look off to the north.
Center.
But very pretty.
870 Zulu.
So anyway, I'll check in with you a little bit as we approach the airport. So we're about 40 miles out from Billings. This is kind of the end of the Bighorn Range, I believe. Beautiful day today. It's not windy. You can see forever. One of the best flights I've had this part of the country. No bumps, just cruising along. Really spectacular stuff. Hopefully it stays that way. Kind of give you the 180 view. And we're about 15 minutes out, about 40 miles. We'll start our descent pretty soon. And I'll turn you back on when I get ready to land, if I remember. All right, we're about 8 miles out, about 3 minutes according to the GPS. We're going to land on 28 left in Billings. That's the town of Billings over there. As mentioned before, beautiful day. Airport elevation here is 3,600 feet, which is pretty high. That means our pattern altitude will be 4,600, but we're going to do a straight in for 28 left. I'm trying to figure out what is 28 left. 28 right is the big long runway. I don't know if 28 left is there to the left of it, or is it, I think it's over here. Way over to the left, I believe.
Us calling Billings, you're up Billings Tower, contact ground 121.9. Oh, Roper 41, sorry about that. Stand by,
fuel pump on. Fuel's on the fullest tank. Okay, so 28 left is way over to the left there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a big long runway here. It looks like a runway, but it's actually a big taxiway, and then the short little runways over there. So
maintain 7,000, squawk 6066. Roper 41, read back correct. And Roper 41, we're active runway 28 right 25, wind 210 at 7, altimeter 2990.
So we're at 4,600. That's a little runway. I don't think I want to take off there with any kind of density altitude. I think I'm going to ask him to let me use the long runway on the right there. Plus it looks like it's a little bit uphill. So we got a bit of a crab to the left. So we got a bit of a left crosswind. Oh, now the wind's starting to kick up. Trying to pick up the VASI lights. I don't see them yet. flaps in. There we go, 75 knots. Better split up to 70. $65. $60. So when you're up this high, your ground speed's a lot higher. But not too bad.
Tower 6 Delta Mike, left on 25, left on hotel, and we liked your checkers.
Oh, thank you.
Tower 6 Delta Mike, contact ground point 9er. Have a good day.
Ground point 9er, 6 Delta Mike. All right. And 6 Delta Mike on hotel, like the taxi for fuel.
November 9er, 56 Delta Mike, Billings ground tech parking via hotel.
Okay, parking via hotel, 6 Delta Mike. All right, let's get this thing configured a bit. The mixture is pretty much where I want it. We'll turn the autopilot off. We'll turn the altitude encoder off. And we'll unplug you guys.
Sector 28 right via Alpha, squawk 4311.
Belt scanner propeller. Master, both bags, mixture. Strobe. Transponder, fuel pump, canopy, belts. Okay. So we were just fueled up here at Billings, heading over to Missoula, trying to get moving here before the storms start building. You can see, once we get in the area, you can see there's quite a few buildups. Some nasty looking ones too, so. Let this guy go. Oh, he's coming in the run-up area, okay. He was hauling butt. Beautiful day here, but you'll see some of the buildups. We're gonna head over to Missoula. It's a pretty short flight also. I might keep going, depends. Maybe we'll go beyond that, but I've been making a lot of stops on this flight, more than I need to, but. The runway, there it is. Don't want to cross onto the runway without permission. I'm using I landed on a 3,800 foot long runway. This runway is about 10,000 feet just because of the heat and the altitude. And I got a lot of load in the plane. And they're uphill too, so. Billings Tower, experimental 956 Delta Mike, ready for departure 28 right, VFR to Missoula.
Experimental 956 Delta Mike, Billings Tower, proceed on course Missoula, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 28 right, 6 Delta Mike.
Billings Tower, Care 2, ready for departure and sequence 28 right at Alpha.
Care 2, Billings Tower, runway 28 right, land point.
The beeping is my oil pressure. The oil's pretty warm, so it takes it, if it goes below 50 psi, it beeps at me, so we'll just kind of slowly put in the throttle. Make sure that noise goes away. So at this density altitude, it's a little more leisurely takeoff than normal for the RV. Which is why I wanted to use a longer runway. Plus it's uphill, too, for that matter. Now, if you look out the front, you can start to see some of those buildups. Over to the right, there's a big one. That's something building. Luckily, that's not in our path of flight. We'd be.
Care 2 traffic departing now, straight westbound. Try heading 310, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
We'll go 310, clear for takeoff, 28 right, Care 2.
You can see there's some buildups along our line of flight, but they don't look like that.
6 Delta Mike, squawk 4350.
4350, 6 Delta Mike. Fairly warm down here, so I got to watch my cylinder head temperatures.
Until 6 Delta Mike, contact departure 120.5.
120.5, 6 Delta Mike. 120.5. Departure, experimental 956 Delta Mike with you, climbing through 4,700.
Experimental 956 Delta Mike, Billings departure, radar contact.
Billings departure, good morning, Care 2, 4,100 on heading.
Care 2, Billings departure, radar contact, proceed on course.
Proceed on course, Care 2.
Medevac 1 Tango Papa, contact tower 127.2.
Over to tower, Medevac 1 Tango Papa.
Care 926, proceed direct Lely.
Direct Lely, Care 926.
Experimental 6 Delta Mike, say type aircraft?
It's a RV-6.
RV-6 Delta Mike, thanks.
So this is one of the more spectacular routes of the flight. The one from Missoula across the, I can't remember the mountain range there, but out of Missoula towards eastern Washington, that's another really spectacular flight. But this one you wind through, you go through Butte and then through Bozeman and into Missoula. It's about 230 miles in a straight line. We'll probably not do that just to avoid some of the hills.
Care 29, contact Salt Lake Center 132.42.
3242, Care 29, talk to you later.
But anyway, I'll turn you off. I should get you pointing at the right direction, huh? See some buildups over there. We're going to go a little bit to the left. Doesn't look too bad over there. The buildups are essentially near the mountains, except for that one, of course, the one on the right, which is right over open land, so probably lying. Typically, when I've flown around here, you did a fair amount of dodging and keeping around these isolated
approach. Archer 4124 Zulu is with you.
Archer 4124 Zulu, Billings approach squawk 0420.
So we're going to go over this way a bit.
Billings approach, help flight 1 is 21 northeast. 5,200.
All right, well, we'll shut it off for now unless I see something interesting.
Still flight 1, Billings approach, radar contact, speed requested, or make approach straight in.
November 83 Romeo Mike, contact Salt Lake Center, 132.42.
3242, enjoy the rest of your day, 3 Romeo Mike.
Beeline 1012, descend past discretion, maintain 11,000.
Discretion 11,000.
So we're approaching Big Lumber, Montana. We're kind of roughly following I-90. Kind of moved the camera because after a day and a half it dawned on me that there's probably a big reflection from that
Delta 967, contact Salt Lake Center,
GPS antenna in the windscreen.
128.35.
So hopefully people haven't been too irritated by that as they stuck around this long. So we're going to roughly follow I-90 here. That means we're going to go through Bozeman, up past Great Falls, and then on into Missoula.
Are you directed probably?
There are some storms building in the mountains.
It's from KLM 601.
As you can see, the buildups are starting. Over there, you can look over there. Whoop. Hopefully, we can work our way around them. I think we can. They look fairly isolated. The great thing about flying out here is you can see the thing from 75 miles away. So
Wichita Falls.
not like you get blindsided. And there's a fair amount of airports along the route of I-90 that I can land at. If I
520. I'm not holding
like
for
what
a
I'm
while.
seeing.
I've got an Airbus 319 over to NOR right
but
now.
it's not bumpy here, and a lot of times flying through these valleys here, you'll get a lot of wind roaring through them, and you'll get bounced. I've been bounced around pretty bad through here. I'm at 8,500 right now.
Teton 520. I'm going to have to hold you on setting for a while.
I could go to 10.5 if I have to, but
right now on
full
the
speed.
altitude. I'm gonna have to
Sounds like they're still picking me up on radar at 8,500 through here. Beautiful country, though.
That's all.
Approaching the pass down into Bozeman, but you get the spectacular shots off my left and right wings. Getting a little bounced around here. Probably should go up a little bit, and maybe I will. Trying to estimate the bases of these cumulus clouds here. They look like they're around 10.5, which would put me in them if I went up that altitude for VFR. I don't know all that static is in the background. It's not me. Another spectacular shot off here, huh? Now, off to my south, so if you headed directly south from here, you would head down into near Yellowstone National Park. And there's a we're coming up on the valley right over here. You can't quite see it, but if you flew down into there, that would take you down into Doylestown PA.
Base Sky approach, United 2185, is that about 280?
Gardner and all that. That looks like a really
2185 Big Sky
spectacular.
approach. Good morning, fly heading 270 vector visual final
so we're going to come to the left here.
Maintain 13,000.
I don't know if you can see the pass, but right below me is SI-90, and that goes through that pass right through over there. So we're going to kind of
Charlie
cruise
contact
right over that highway here.
7.75, have a safe flight.
2775, Medevac 1 Delta.
And get down into the
3735 contact, Salt Lake Center,
mounting
132.4, have
camera
a safe flight.
Sorry about that. That up here. Put it in place there. Need to come to the left a little more. Little town up here. I'm not very sure what it is. If so, it's Livingston. So yeah, there's an airport. So this town right ahead here, that's Livingston, Montana. Absolutely spectacular. Like every time I do this flight, this is one of the most scenic portions of it. Flying through here, and as we get to we're going to come up here straight, and then a bit to the right.
Plane enter 6 Mike, Roger. Radar service terminated. Change to advisory frequency first. Guys, 4535 Big Sky approach. Good morning. When able, flighting 345X for the visual approach. Descend at pilot's discretion. Maintain 3000, 13,000.
Make sure these guys didn't just cut me loose.
Big Sky approach, experimental 9 or 5, 6 Delta Mike. Was that last call for me?
Number 6 Delta Mike, negative.
Okay, thanks.
Guys, 4535 8 is kilo.
Okay.
Did you have that?
Now look at that.
2185. I don't remember.
So you can head down that valley down. That heads down towards Gardner. If you kept going down through there, you would get to Yellowstone.
Roger. Expect a visual approach. 12, wind calling altimeter 2997.
2997, thanks.
One of these days I gotta fly down there. Try to give you a halfway decent view here. That static is really bothering me, but I'm not sure what to do about it.
November 6 Delta Mike, radar contact loss. I should reacquire you at that altitude in about 15 miles.
Okay, thank you.
So here are at 8,500 and they've lost me, basically because all these hills are in the way. To the left there, you can see there's some rain over there. And I'm looking here on my map to see if that actually is showing up.
2185, change to my frequency 118.907.
Yeah, and I see it, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, 2185 Big Sky approach. Thank you. Descend and maintain 11,000, 11,000.
Put you up here, right in my line of sight. turn the radio down to get rid of that static, but since I'm talking to these guys, I can't really do that. So here, we're going to make the right here, weave our way through this pass.
Gus 4535, descend and maintain 1000, 11,000.
Should be picking up I-90 there.
Gus 4535, turn left heading 330.
So here we are at about 8,500 feet, and the elevation of this pass, I believe, is about 6,000 or so, if I remember.
4535, thanks for me on a Boeing 737, 13 miles north of the airport.
5718. So, 5,718 feet. So, we're about 3,000 feet above the ground, at least the pass part of it. Obviously, the mountain part, we're below some of it.
United 2185, Bozeman Airport, 10 o'clock, 3 miles, advised to name the airport.
View off to the left there a bit.
And 2185, cleared visual approach, runway 12.
And we're
4535, descend and maintain 900,000.
Getting bounced around a little bit from the wind coming through this pass. So even on a day with fairly light winds, I think we're only getting about maybe 10 knots up here. As it rushes along that valley towards us and up this hill, it's kind of like water going over rocks in a stream, and that's when you get bounced around. I've been here when it's been blowing 20 knots, and it is really rough. Off to the left of that little cut in the mountains there. Now I think we're just going to go straight across. No need to follow the road, and then we'll pick it up on the other side. From here, I-90 heads up.
Are you going to fly the ILS profile for
heads up to Great Falls.
And 2185, right? Gus 4535, I can get you in right now if you can keep it within 5 miles of the airport. Gus 4535, cleared visual approach, runway 12.
What the computer's telling me, there's Bozeman right there, that's us right there. A lot of mountains around here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and then we're going to make a right and head up towards Great Falls. I could cut right across here, but it's a little high through here.
Tower 118.2, have a good day.
And I'd rather stay on I-90. If you look straight ahead, you can see some buildups over there. So we're going to stay along the road here.
Control aircraft, hazardous weather convective Signet 30 west valid until 1955 for an area of thunderstorms affecting Bozeman and surrounding areas. For more information, contact Flight Service.
All right, so that's us.
6 Delta Mike, ident, and confirm your altitude 8,500, Bozeman altimeter 29907.
Yeah, ident and 8,000.
Ident and 8,500 on the altitude.
Number 6 Delta Mike, thank you. Radar contact 13 miles southeast of the Bozeman VOR. Change to my frequency 118.907.
118.907. 6 Delta Mike.
18-2, United 2185. Good day.
So I wonder if all the noise is coming from this Garmin Verb, which I've never really been that happy with. So we're going to make a turn to the right here. And then you come over this pass and you see this spectacular, huge valley here when you drive over or when you fly, so really amazing. And right up there, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the, not sure you're picking that up, but off to the right, that's the Bozeman Airport.
Number 6 Delta Mike, I've got some traffic departing Bozeman. Turn left heading 250. We have that vector for you for about 3 miles, and I'll get you back on course.
Okay, left 250, 6 Delta Mike.
So that's the problem with having flight following. They can request you to vector around. Although it seems to me that I'm pretty high. Somebody taking off from there wouldn't reach my altitude, but you never know. Like a University of Montana down there. Another spectacular shot. Anyway, I'm going to shut it down for now. And if I see something interesting, I'll turn it back on. We're really building.
Scattered areas of moderate to heavy precipitation. Well, pretty much all the way until the Missoula area.
My way through this.
To your right, we're estimated to flight level 350.
Certainly can see some rain.
Roger, thanks for the report. Got 3862.
Center Skyway 5727
we'll see. I can always turn around and come back here. It looks
Okay,
pretty good back here.
57 Salt Lake Center, and the area of moderate to heavy precipitation.
No reason to get myself beat up for no good reason.
For about 5 miles, tops and bases. Well, tops are estimated in the 30s.
See how this goes. We can make it kind of a right. The ADSB, I'm right here. We're kind of going to go through here and right up around there.
Sierra Delta 2.
You can see there's lots of storms all in the mountains, and you can see them here at the...
Twilight 5, Salt Lake Center, radio check.
Twilight 5, flight level 470.
Twilight 5,
that one
Salt Lake
there.
Center, Roger.
A lot of rain coming out of that one.
November.
That would be this one right here on the screen. On the screen, hope you can see that. So, anyway, I think we got a path through here. I don't see anything building fast here that's in our route. If I do, I will turn. I can land there at Butte. There's another airport up here. There's one Deer Lodge.
Are you back on course?
Or I can always turn around and come back this way. As you go up through here, there's really nothing going on. I'm climbing up to 10,500 now, just to, so I can see a little better.
And
not too concerned about this.
Call Skyway
It's typical this time of year.
We're on course. We called you earlier. Direct to Osh.
You get a little bit of a bath.
November 100 Mike Whiskey, Roger. And
but we're heading off to the northwest there. It's hard to see because we're getting bounced around. That looks pretty good up there. So not too concerned. Everything
November
other
Mike
than
Whiskey,
our
Roger,
route
and I'm showing no NOTAMs.
looks pretty rough, but I think we'll be fine here. Sorry about the bouncing around. It's kind of bouncy through here. Pretty cool shot of Butte from 10,500 feet. Looks like there's kind of a lake over there. I'm not sure what that
November
is.
7561 Sierra, the VFR traffic 12 to 1 o'clock.
But we're going to head straight over there, up that valley, and kind of make a right, following I-90.
Here, Roger. You recommend I deviate course? Over.
61 Sierra, currently he is...
So we're here, we're about 35 miles out of Missoula. The roadway ahead there, that's I-90 still, so we're going to kind of snake around through there, around the valley, and Missoula's probably right over there. So, I'm going to call approach here for a bit and get set up for landing, and then I'll turn you on when we're making the descent into Missoula. Let you judge another one of my landings. Managed to snake our way around all the storms. Basically, they were on either side of I-90, but nothing over I-90, so that was good. And really spectacular day. And I thought I'd give another shot out the front window. There's I-90 right down there. And Missoula is up straight ahead. The I-90 kind of loops around those hills there. See it, and just out of range, I believe, is the airport. We started our descent, but it was another pretty spectacular view I wanted to show you. I don't know if you can see way off in the distance out there, that's Flathead Lake. And Glacier National Park is up there.
Departure, good afternoon, Cessna 758 Hotel Sierra, departed Missoula, 5,500 for 78 on the practice.
All right, we're approaching Missoula here. It's kind of around this bend here. Sorry I had to put you on that side of the windscreen where the big white antenna is, but I need to see where I'm going. Get in front of you. Cleared to land runway 12, so we're going to come around here and report on a left downwind. Airport is at 3,200 feet here, so pattern altitude is 4,200. So we're at 55 right now, so about another 1,300 feet to go. So I don't know if you see the airport is way over there to the left. We're just going to continue on. Towards the airport. The last time I landed here was about 11 years ago. Nice airport. Okay, we survived that last landing, so I didn't break the airplane amazingly enough, so we're going to head now up to San Sandpoint. So let me get positioned here and take off permission. It's hot here and it's 3,200 feet. So this is, once again, it's a density altitude situation. So the air's thinner, you're going to be going faster through the across the ground before you take off. Engine's not going to make as much power. Be deceptive. Missoula Tower, experimental 956 Delta Mike ready for departure 12, heading to the west and then going to make a quick right up the valley towards Flathead Lake.
956 Delta Mike, approved as requested, runway 12, taxi with, or correction, runway 12, clear for takeoff, wind call.
Okay, clear for takeoff 12. And that beeping is the oil pressure again. It's when oil pressure gets warm, it.
Missoula Tower, 758 Hotel Sierra on that.
Takes it a little bit to build up past 55.
758 Hotel Sierra, Missoula Tower, runway 12, clear to land.
12 clear to land, 758 Hotel Sierra.
Oh, that's a pretty long takeoff run for this thing. And Missoula Tower, I'm going to be making a left downwind departure to the west.
Roger. I do have traffic inbound on a 12 mile straight, and if you made your turn out to the north and remain north of the extended center line, then you wouldn't have to wait to turn northbound.
Okay, I will do that.
Roger. Right downwind departure approved.
Okay. Oh, baby, cool off. Only had temperatures. I figured I'd give you a shot. We're heading up towards Sandpoint. We're just passing over Plains, Montana. Really bumpy this part of the ride. We're in the middle of the day. We're getting a lot of convective activity. Not much wind. We're cruising right along. Maybe a bit of a tailwind, but I think it's just this convective activity coming off. It's really warm here today. It's probably 75 degrees on the ground, which is pretty warm this time of year. We're going to head up that valley over there and just keep working our way up towards Lake Ponderay. But this is pretty spectacular scenery here. I thought I'd share it. Back in the day, I guess the history of Lake Ponderay was that 50,000 years ago, this was all an ice sheet. And this was all backed up. And the ice started melting. And the glacier, which was basically filling up east or western Montana, came pouring down through this valley here, gouged it all out, and created Lake Ponderay. It's something like that anyway. But the deluge of water came down through here, and I think they estimate that, I forget the numbers, but they're astronomical, the amount, the gallons that came pouring through here in a very short period of time too, apparently. So it washed it all out, and you can still see this river through here that's probably a remnant of that, the flow. But this is a really spectacular area back through here. A couple dams back here. So anyway, put you back up when I get closer to Sandpoint, or there's something interesting to see.
Niner, 1,500. Scattered temperature 28 Celsius. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29 80. Remarks. Density altitude 4,300.
That's warm.
Sandpoint Airport. Automated weather observation 2032. Zulu weather. Wind 180 at Niner. Wind variable between 150 and 210. Visibility 8,000. Scattered Niner. 1,500. Scattered temperature 28 Celsius. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29 81. Remarks. Density altitude 4,300.
So we're beginning our descent into Sandpoint here.
Sandpoint Airport. Automated weather observation 2033. Zulu weather. Wind 180 at 7. Wind variable between 150 and 210. Visibility 8,000. Scattered Niner. 1,500.
Okay. Sandpoint traffic, RV 6 Delta Mike, about 12 to the east inbound for landing. I'm going to set up for runway 20. Sandpoint. And this is another spectacular part of the world. I spent a couple of years working out here. I really enjoyed the area. I mean, take a look at that view up that lake. That's something. Those are called the Green Monarchs, those hills there. Looks like we got fires already, which is too bad. It's kind of wrecking the scenery. I was here a couple years ago, and it was burning so bad you couldn't see more than a quarter mile. So, came up here for our vacation, and you missed everything. And Sandpoint traffic, RV 6 Delta Mike entering about a 3 mile 45 for the left downwind 20 Sandpoint. That's City Beach right up off the nose there. Very pretty spot. see some of the, that's the long bridge coming into town over there. Also a railroad bridge. A lot of trains come through here. And Sandpoint RV6 Delta Mike entering your left downwind for 20 Sandpoint. Fuel pump is on. Gear is down. Seat belts are tight. If I can spot the windsock. Hopefully the, so that, five knots. Sandpoint traffic RV 6 Delta Mike left base 20. Kind of high. Throttle back, we're down to 70 knots. Color all the way down to 65. Got about a left crosswind. Windy here today. All right, not too bad. Had worse. The wind kind of swings around. Very smooth runway, is it? And Sandpoint traffic RV 6 Delta Mike clear 20. Okay, here we are. We're getting ready to depart Sandpoint, going to Seattle. Final leg of the trip.
Sandpoint traffic, Skyway 185.
Weather looks good.
Overhead. Entering left downwind for runway 20 Sandpoint.
Weather looks good, so I've been really lucky on this trip, and we're gonna take off here. Got some lunch, and should be back in
Sandpoint
Seattle by.
9012 Hotel is 9 miles to the south, inbound for 20 Sandpoint.
Sandpoint traffic RV 6 Delta Mike departing runway 20. I'll be making a right turn to the west after takeoff. Sandpoint. master, both mags, mixture, strobe, transponder, fuel pump, canopy, belt.
Point traffic, 5 West Yankees, turn in left base, runway 20, standpoint. Standpoint traffic, RV 6 Delta Mike, turning right down the river to the west, standpoint. Standpoint traffic, Skyline 5 West Yankees, clearing runway 20, taxiing South Starfield, standpoint. Standpoint traffic, Skyhawk 901 to hotel, 4 mile left 45 for 20, standpoint.
All right, we're heading down the Ponderay River. We're going to go down here a little bit. Just slowly climb out down here. Very hot day, watching the cylinder head temperatures. So we'll climb down here, go down to the south a bit, and head on course towards Auburn, Washington. Which is a little south of Seattle. That's where I'm going to tie the plane down at. I bought a black shirt, put it over these instruments, so hopefully the reflection in the windscreen's not so bad. Oh, it bounced around. Kind of breezy here today.
Traffic, Skyhawk 901 to hotel is 2 mile left 45 for 20, standpoint.
But with any luck, I get to Auburn. This will be the first time I've done this trip. I've had to wait out some weather. Okay, little update on our progress. We're about 30 miles from Ellensburg. Once we get to Ellensburg, we're going to kind of hang a right and go up that way, up towards Snoqualmie Pass, doing about 150 knots. Ellensburg blowing pretty good, 20 to 25 knots on the ground. That's a function of the air passing across the mountain, going through the pass and down this valley. Every time I've been through here, Ellensburg is blowing like crazy. Okay, not working very well. you look straight ahead, you can see Mount Rainier off a distance. It's kind of hazy here, but so far a very nice flight. So we're probably about a half hour out according to the GPS. I'm not sure I quite believe that, but got about 100 miles to go. So a little more than a half hour. We're going to make a right turn here and kind of go up that valley there. So once we get up into the passes, I'll turn it back on and we can look at some of the great scenery. The Snoqualmie Pass is a really, really pretty area. All right, signing off for now. All right, here we are. We're over Ellensburg, heading up the pass. I just thought I'd give a scenery here. We can see some Cascade Range over there, to the right there. Off to the left, I'm not sure my crash bar might be in the way. Mount Rainier, move to some here. Mount Rainier right over there. And we're going to head right up sort of see I-90 there, but we're kind of follow I-90 right up over Snoqualmie Pass. So if we get into the pass, I'll turn it back on and get a few more shots, and I'll shoot the landing in Auburn. Okay. Yeah, another quick scenery shot. That's Clee Elm Lake. We're past Ellensburg, heading up towards I-90, towards Snoqualmie Pass. We're at 10,500. Pretty spectacular view over there. Way up in the distance over there, that's Mount Baker. And over here, the Mount Rainier is pretty prominent today. Right ahead there, it's kind of shrouded by a couple of clouds. That's Mount St. Helens. And then over there, that's Mount Adams. So these are the old volcanoes made up the Cascade Range back in the day. So we're kind of heading straight ahead here. You can see there's kind of a lake up there off in the distance. That's right before the pass. We get past that lake, we kind of make a left, and then we dive down into Seattle. I'm at 10,500 just to deal with some of the winds coming over the ridge lines coming up here. I got to start descending fairly quickly because the last Bravo in Seattle is 5,000 foot floor, and I need to get under that to get down into Auburn. So a little bit closer, I'm going to start descending down. So anyway, I'll turn this on again in a couple minutes once we get to Snoqualmie Pass. Yeah, just couldn't resist taking some more scenery shots. I think that's Lake Catches there, the one right off there. So these are all, I think these are all been dammed for hydroelectric power. A lot of lakes up here. Really spectacular view, and this time of day too, with the sun going down, you get the very nice visual effects. But again, we're heading over that way where that lake is. That's the road going along the edge of the lake. That's I-90. I've been roughly following all day. And over here again, we got Mount Rainier. I started a descent. We're still about 40 miles out, but I'm so high. The airport's at 3 feet, and I was at 10,500. So if you come down to 500 foot per minute, and you got a half hour to go, kind of what it takes. And over there is Mount Adams. Great stuff. Spectacular scenery time again. Back over this way is Stampede Pass. So if you go down through, you come to a little bit southern end of Puget Sound. But that stuff is just spectacular. Now I need to get below these clouds here. And it looks like I'm going to do that easily. I wanted to make sure I did that. But look at that, isn't that is spectacular stuff. Level out here for a bit. Like we'll just be underneath these clouds up here. Wild shot over there. Keep an eye out for other airplanes here. I'm going to put my flashing lights on. There are people coming and going over the Cascades. Oh, a little breezy up here. We're getting knocked around a bit. And again, this is the weather systems on either side of the Cascades. I'm going to pass through this pass, so it can get a little windy up here. Coming on down here a bit to 4,500. Pretty wild looking over there. Fairly steep terrain here, huh? And straight ahead, that's still I-90, so I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but way off in the distance is Seattle. You can kind of see the big buildings, so we're going to continue on down here. Once we get past all these ridges, we'll be we're going to level off at 4,500 here. But we're going to level off at 4,500, not 42. What do we got here for an altimeter? 991. 991. So, pretty big difference in the altimeter setting on either side of the mountain, which is why we're getting this breeze coming across here. The high pressure side and all the winds flowing across. All right, hopefully you got that landing. Battery was running dead, so I couldn't do the approach. And Auburn traffic RV 6 Delta Mike clear 16. All right, well, there you have it. 2 days, probably 15 hours of
Auburn
flying.
area traffic, this is Diamond 489 Yankee, 4 miles
Philly
north,
to Seattle. Got lucky with the weather on this trip.
Traffic.
No real delays due to weather. I probably would have got here early today if I didn't make my detour to Sandpoint to get some dinner, or lunch rather, so